Dear students, I am Inderpal Singh, PGT Computer Science from Kendriya Vidyalaya RBNM Shalvini. Let's start our today's session with a beautiful thought. Believe you can and you are halfway there. So your belief is the key to your success. So with this beautiful thought, we start our today's session, and the topic for our session is string manipulation. So before learning this topic, we we will understand what is a string. So we will have a brief description about string data type. As you know, string is a sequence of characters enclosed in single, double or triple quotes. So you might have used your name or address inside your program. Any alphanumeric sequence which is enclosed within single or double quotes or triple quotes, it will be considered as string. But mostly we use triple quotes to create doc string. Doc string means a string which is used to create documentation for your program. This documentation is helpful when any user wants to take help of your program, what your program is doing. So we mostly use triple quotes for making doc strings. Next, we know whenever we create a string variable, that means a variable in which we have stored our string. The string, every character is placed at unique position number or index number which goes from 0 to n minus 1. Take this example. In this example, I have created a variable called name, and inside this variable I have stored the value computer. So the first letter C is stored at index number 0 and the last 8th letter is stored at index number 7. This index number may be in reverse order. When you say reverse indexing, that means the last index number, the last item has the index number -1, and starting from there, the first element will get the highest negative index number. So in our case, R, that is the last character, it has negative index numbering or reverse index number -1, and C, which is our first letter, it has -8 as the last index number. Now the second topic is strings are immutable. As you know, once assigned the values, you cannot change value in immutable data types. Let's see this with an example. Here I am creating a variable string. Here I am creating a string variable, and if I want to change any value, it will give me an error message. So suppose here I want to change M and I want to replace it with N. It will give me an error. str object does not support item assignment. You might have used this assignment technique with list data type, which is mutable sequence. In mutable sequences, you can change the values after assignment. Like here you can see I have created a list lst, but if I want to change the value of second element, in that case I have to write lst1 and then the changed value. So you can see the second element will get 50. If you print lst variable, it will print 350 and 6. So you have understood that strings are immutable sequences in which once assigned you cannot change the values. Next thing which we have to learn, how string variables are created. There are two ways you can create string variables. First is the direct assignment in the variable, like this: name equals to Kendriya Vidyalaya. Here name is a reference or variable to this string Kendriya Vidyalaya. You can take input from the user by using input function. So in this example you can see I have taken input of name from the user, and I have stored the input in name variable. So there are two ways to take input from the, there are two ways to create string variables. Next topic, how to traverse inside string. Traversal means a process to access each and every character of a string. So let's see this with a demonstration. See, in this demonstration I have created a string variable str, and the value inside this variable is Kendriya Vidyalaya RBNM Shalvani, and I have to count number of small a letters in this string. So for counting I have taken a variable c with the value 0. Now I am accessing my string for I in str. So this is a loop which will iterate inside the str variable. So every time I will get a single character. So first time the value of I will be k, and then e, then n, and this way this loop will run till the end of the string, and just I have to check how many a's are there. So if I equals to a, and you know this, to compare we have double equal operator for comparison. So will increase 1 whenever we get a. So at the end of the loop, if we print number of a is, and then c. So let's check this program. Now I'm running the module, and you can see it is printing number of a is 5. So this way we can traverse inside a string. So string traversal is accessing each and every character of a string. Now we'll understand few more things about a string. There are two operators to work on a string, and we'll learn about these two operators. The first operator is plus, and the second one is asterisk or multiplication operator. So when you have used this plus operator on numbers, you might have seen it is used for addition. But in case of strings, it will be used for concatenation. See in this example, hot plus spot, when these two strings are added with the plus symbol, we'll get concatenation hotspot. When we are adding 11 plus 12, see both are strings, since these two numbers are enclosed within double quotes, so these won't be considered as numbers. So when we add these two, we'll get 1112. So this is concatenation. But when we apply multiplication operator in string, it is used to perform replication rather than multiplication in strings. So see in this example, 7 into hash, that means you want to repeat this hash symbol, you want to print this hash symbol 7 times. So see this with a demonstration. So I'm printing, you can say I'm printing hash or any symbol. Suppose I have a string hi, and if I'm multiplying it with a number 8, so you can see it is printing 8 times hi. So we have now learned that there are two operators which we can use to work upon a string, and these are plus and multiplication operator. Now see this question, when we use multiplication operator on 5 and 3, both are strings, why do we get an error? Let's check this. I am multiplying 5 into 3, and notice both 5 and 3 here, in this case these two are strings. So you'll get an error message, cannot multiply sequence by non-int of type str. That means you cannot multiply two strings. But if you use this like 5 into 3, Here you can see 5 is a string and you are multiplying it with 3. That means you want to print 5 3 times. So it will print 555. So we have understood how to use multiplication symbol, multiplication operator with strings. Now we'll learn about membership operators in strings. We have two membership operators, in and not in. So in operator can be used to check whether the substring is available in main string. If it is available, it will print true or return true. If it is not available, it will return false. So let's check this with a demonstration. So you can see I am creating a variable with the value Kendriya Vidyalaya and I want to check whether P is in the string. I am checking P in str. Since there is no occurrence of P in the main string str, it will give me false. But if I check A in str, it will give me true since there are some occurrences of A in this main string. So it is giving me true. Similarly, you can use not in operator. P not in str. This time it will give you true. So it will give you true because P is not available in the main string. So we have learned how to use membership operators. Now we'll learn about string comparison operators. See this example. In this example, we are comparing two strings. In first two examples, you can see I am using double equal to. This operator is used to compare for identicality. That means both the string must be identical. So here both the strings are identical, that's why it is printing true. But if you are comparing capital A with small a, it will return false. So what could be the reason of getting this result? Because capital A has the ordinal value 65, whereas small a has the ordinal value 97. With the help of ORD function, you can check the ordinal value of a character. So if you print small a, ordinal value of a small a, it is 97. But if you print the ordinal value of capital A, it is 65. So in the place chart you have seen small a has greater ordinal value, that's why it is printing false. You can use not equal to operator by using mark of exclamation followed by equal to symbol. So this not equal to operator can be used for string comparisons. Here you can see it is returning true because A is not equal to ABC. Next, we have understood the operators. We have one more function CHR. As you have seen, to get ordinal value you have used ORD function. To get character value of a particular number or ordinal you can use CHR. Let's see this with an example. Here in this example I am printing 98. So this is the ordinal value of small b. So when you print CHR 98, it will print b. So ORD and CHR, these two are functions to get or to check ordinal value and character value of a number of a particular character. Now we'll see how to slice a string in Python. To retrieve a range of characters in a string, we use slicing operator, the colon. You might have used this slicing technique with list data type. With the slicing operator, we define the range as a colon b. That means it will print all the character of the string starting from index a up to character at index b minus 1. So the character at index b is not a part of your output. So to explain this, suppose I have a string computer in my variable name. If I want to print it fully, I will give 0:8. That means start from 0 index number and 8. So this 8 will be considered as 8 minus 1, that is 7. So from 0 to 7 all letters will be printed, so it is printing computer. But this time 0:3, that means start from 0th position but n minus 1, that means till second this index number, print everything, so it is printing com. You can use negative index number to print your string. Here you can see name minus 7 colon minus 3. So starting from minus 7, this first the left hand side of colon is used to denote starting position. So starting from minus 7, we want to print up to minus 4. Since we have given here minus 3, so it will print up to minus 4. So it is printing OMPU. But if you want to specify the step value, you can use another colon. So see this last example, 0:7:2. So start from 0th position till 6. 7 minus 1, that is 6. So print up to 6th index number and print every alternate number, print every alternate character. So it will print CMUE. So we have learned how to slice a string. Now we'll learn some string functions. The first useful string function is capitalize, and as you can see, it is used to capitalize the first letter of the given string. In the source string, in the variable, I have stored Kendriya Vidyalaya in small letters, and by using this function, the first letter of your string is converted to capital letters. Count is another useful function which is used to count occurrence of a specific character or letter in your string. So in this example you can see it is printing 2 since I am checking I inside Kendriya Vidyalaya string. Next, third, it is very useful function. Find is used to find location of a particular character or a substring in your main string. So in this example you can say I am searching for the occurrence of occurrence of D. So it is printing 3, and you can see it is printing the first occurrence starting from 0th position. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So at third place, at third index number, D is found, so it is printing 3. But let me demonstrate this with one more example. Here, suppose I have this string test successful, and if I want to uh, print, if I want to check the occurrence of E, suppose I want to check the occurrence of ES. So if I am using a dot find ES, it will give me the first occurrence, that is you can see 0 and 1. This is printing 1. But if I want to check the other occurrence, I can provide starting position. So if I am giving here 5, that means start from 5th position and check onward to find this occurrence ES. So it will find ES substring in the main string test successful from 5th position, and you can see it is printing 9. So you can check this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So it is printing 9 here. Now we'll learn about two very useful functions in string. The first function is isAlnum and second one is isDigit. IsAlnum function is used to check whether all elements in the given string are alphabets and numbers. If every element, if all elements in the string are alphabets and number, it will return true. if any of the element is special character, means it is, if there is any element which is not alphabet or number, it will return false. This is very useful in situations where you want to take input from the user which only contains alphabets and numbers as per your requirement. Like in this program, I want to take PAN number of a user, and in valid PAN only letters and numbers are allowed. So if any other thing is given by the user, it will show an error message, invalid PAN number given. Otherwise it will print valid. Okay, now run this program. I am giving here PAN number. So this is a valid PAN number, and you can see it is printing a message valid. But if you give input with some special symbol, like I have given plus symbol here, this will give me an error message, invalid PAN number is given. So isDigit function will be useful in those situations where you have to take input in the form of a string and you want to check that every element of that string is in digit or not. Like if you want to make a program to take input of Aadhaar number of a user, then as you know, in Aadhaar every element is digit. So to check whether user has given valid Aadhaar or not, you can use isDigit function. Now we have two very easy functions, lower and upper. As you can see in this example, lower will convert the string into lowercase letters, that means in small letters, and upper will convert the string to uppercase letters or capital letters. We have two very useful functions, split and join. Split function is used to split a string, and it returns the output in a list. So split function will will return a list in the form of splitted string, and you can split your string on the basis of some parameters. If you don't specify any parameter, it will split on the space. So you can see in this example, list is created, this L list is created, and the default separator is space. We can change our separator in case of split function. Suppose in this example, I have a string kv hash rbnm hash salvini, and I'm making a list L equals to a dot split, and I'm providing here the separator hash. So it will split on hash. So a list will be created, and this time default separator won't be used. This time the separator hash will be used. So check. So a list is created. Now we'll learn about join function. Join function is used to create a string on the basis of an iterable sequence. So in this example, you can see I'm using dot join function here, and inside this join function I'm providing my list as its argument. So L is an iterable sequence, and this function will return a string, and you can see it is printing computer science. So I have got this string joined. You can use this function, and you can provide any other symbol inside this, and this symbol will be used in between the sequences, between the elements of your sequence. So you can see this is printing computer science, but after every letter dollar is inserted. So join function can be used to return a string on the basis of a sequence. It takes a sequence as its parameter, and the symbol which is given here will be used to join the string or the iterable sequence. Now, to conclude this topic, we'll learn a very important topic, escape character. So what is an escape character? We'll see this with a demonstration. See, suppose I have to write a sentence. He said Ram will not come. But Python won't understand this, because in Python when you enclose anything between two inverted comma, it will treat it as a string. So after this string, Ram will not come, this won't be treated as a string and you will eventually get an error message, syntax error. So how to write this double inverted comma as a part of your string? For this we have a very good technique, and this is called escape characters. To use this, we have to use backslash. This backslash will be used as escape character, which will hide the special meaning of following double quote. So this backslash won't be printed, but it will hide the special, it will suppress the special meaning of this double quote. So if you print the string, you can see it is printing, he said Ram will not come. So today we have learned about basics of string data type. We have learned that string is an immutable data type. We have learned about operators used with strings. We have learned string slicing, and then we have used some useful functions which can be used with string data type. After that we have learned about escape sequence. Now you will get assignment based on string manipulation in your assignment section. Thank you very much.